Hello and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Last time, we killed a whole bunch of real gross pig monsters. This time, I think we're going to go back and kill some more real gross pig monsters. But we actually did get enough portraits to upgrade our instructor mastery. So that said, since we don't actually have any heroes above level 2, maybe we don't need portraits badly enough to go back to the Warrens. We could still use blacksmith upgrades, that's for sure. Wow, like really a lot of deeds. And the only other thing I think we really need, of course, also requires deeds. Upgrading our hero barracks to full. And the game really loves to give us Houndmasters lately. Well, it looks like deeds are the order of the day. And that means back to the Weald with us. Steady Bracer is fine. Totally okay. Interesting, we've got a new type of mission here, though, one we haven't seen yet on this playthrough. Many a cart driver has met their end on the danger-plagued road through the Weald. A king's ransom of medicines was recently abandoned. They would greatly assist in rebuilding this sickly hamlet. Sure, we'll gather medicine. That sounds like a suitably heroic thing to do. Now, these gather medicine missions are a little bit of a bummer, these gathering missions in general, because it's not always medicine. It's different things in different areas. But the gathering missions are a little bit of a bummer, because the things that you're gathering don't stack. So at the end of the mission, 3 of our inventory spots are going to be taken up by the medicine, which means that we're going to be bringing back a lot less loot than we would on a normal run. We have no... We don't have an Arbalest who actually has any XP. So let's bring an Arbalest on this mission. Let's see here. We have an evasive, thin-blooded Arbalest with Sniper Shot, a Mark, Battlefield Bandage, and Blind Fire. That's pretty good. This one's very similar. She's soft, but balanced, and she's a Manslayer. Well, you see humans in all kinds of places. There is a camp involved here, so we should actually look at their camping skills as well. So she's got a couple of heals and some more healing. And this one's camp skills are a damage buff and some healing. Well, you know what? I think that's just enough to break the tie. Hughes, welcome to fighting horrible monsters and having nightmares for the rest of your life. We're going to bring our Hellion again because we'd like her to get to level 2. We have a Vestal and an Occultist at level 2, so we're okay on healers. Dedicated healers. You don't really need to bring another one. Let's bring Trelly. I suppose that's an okay name. This strikes me as a little silly. And what the hell? We need a damage dealer. What skills do you have? Uppercut won't be useful, but Collect Bounty and Flashbang both will be from the 3rd rank. Good enough for me. We certainly have the money, and we could go and fix their skills a little bit, but honestly I don't think this party's so bad. We are going to go give that Bounty Hunter a slightly different skill loadout. Fillets, I would like it if you had Finish Him, and Hook and Slice, yeah. Okay. Embark. And we were bringing you, and you, and you, and you. Okay. I actually really like Arbalests. They're a reasonably high damage ranged class with a heal. Their heal's not big, but generally speaking, I use heals to get people off death's door almost exclusively. Really. We're going to take his mark off because the Arbalest has a mark. He won't be able to use Uppercut from where we've placed him in the party, but he will be able to use Hook and Slice. Do we have any trinkets that we'd really love to equip on somebody? No, we should definitely give this to one of our occultists at some point in the near future. I'm not going to bother right now. What the heck? We'll give you this for your Flashbang. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Flashbang. because I'm going to be using that all the time, probably. Alright. We go forth and return with medicine. Probably. That's certainly the intent. Alright, we're going to bring a bunch of shovels, because I hate this place. I hate it so much. And a couple of anti-venoms couldn't hurt. There's quite a lot of blight going around.
Our land is remote and unneighbored. Every lost resource must be recovered.
Alright, so we don't have anybody who's capable of really big healing.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy
Wow.
them all.
Her normal attack can't hit people in the front row, but she does have an attack that targets randomly and does pretty reasonable damage.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Speed boost. Once you're down to just a single enemy,
so too will resistance.
obviously it's just the same as targeting and shooting that enemy, but it's less likely to hit the right enemy if there's a bunch of corpses.
Efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
This could be one of the medicines, so I think we do have to check. It's alright, we brought lots of shovels.
A victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed with misintent.
It was not medicine. It was 25 gold. I don't remember how much gold you get for a shovel, just bringing a shovel back home. What's your trap disarm chance? 60%? That's not great. We'll have the bounty hunter do it. So you can see a trap spawned. This can happen sometimes in hallways you've already been through. Traps and fights can randomly spawn. We're letting our light dip a little bit low while we're walking through this area that we've scouted and that we know to be free of enemies, in hopes that the plus loot here will generate us something cool. I think we probably got more crests there than we would have otherwise. We go right back up to reasonable light levels for fighting. That's just one of the many, many benefits of a good scout. Let's make murder happen. Do I want to attack the same one, or do I want to attack another one? Her damage range is pretty good. You know, we're going to use the bleeding skill on this one. Yeah. It does a 2-point bleed, so if we hit, we're still pretty likely to get a kill, even with minimum damage.
A faint hope blossoms. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Well, the hope there obviously was to finish this one off with someone else's attack.
Their formation is broken.
It was a disappointing number of actions required to kill that guy. And then, of course, this thing gets to go first,
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
punishing us for our targeting decisions. We come out of that pretty alright.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Nothing of value. Look at all this free bones. Think of all the stews we could make. Stashed heirlooms. Alright, 2 whole busts. Pretty good. I guess busts probably don't pack very cleanly into crates. There's not a lot of room in those things. Alright, some gold. Alright, we go into the rooms so that we can turn around and go through the hallway while walking forward. Walking backward, just to back out of the hallway, would have incurred a little bit of a stress penalty. Given the number of rooms we have left, I'd really like to save our camp until, like, somewhere around here. So I think it makes sense for us to turn the lights back on and just keep moving. Try to bring down the Acolyte before she can make us look like assholes. Unfortunately, she's doing a great job while not even taking any actions. You must be joking. Oh my god. It took all 4 of us to bring her down. That's terrible. And of course a crit right away on our man. Please don't let this crit too. They really hate him. He has so much more stress than everybody else combined. The Bone Rabble goes down quickly, but it's also the least threatening enemy in the entire game. So let's focus in on this guy who actually could do some damage. Fortunately, he gets dodged. We get our riposte active. I don't know that I really needed to do that, honestly. I probably could have just hit him with a normal attack.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Oh, I thought I remembered Arbalest being pretty good at traps, but I guess not. You do it. Alright, so our man-at-arms has 64 stress. We've actually managed to zero out the stress on 2 of our other people. Hey you. Use some anti-venom to search this tree. Alright, resources, good stuff. We're not going to torch up. I'm going to camp in this room. And that means I want to let my light dwindle a little bit to get maximum value out of the fact that camping refills your torchlight completely. Alright, let's just... This is not going to be a very complicated battle, not a lot of strategy to talk about. Okay, the only dangerous enemy is dead. Let's lay into the other 2. The only one that any of the monsters have any interest in fighting with. Oh hey, we finally got one of those crit heals. I did that because I figured it was largely irrelevant. Her attack was unlikely to kill the Bone Rabble in any case, and everybody else is so likely to kill it that I figured her turn was better spent just healing our man-at-arms, who first of all is starting to get a little low.
Can be felled. They can be beaten.
And secondly, could really use the stress relief if we happen to get a lucky crit. Oh, that must be the medicine, since it's a weird-looking thing we've never seen before. Indeed, a doctor's toolkit. A vial of powerful medicines. Alright, let's have this semi-dark fight, and then we'll camp right here. Okay, surprise on some ectoplasms. I feel pretty good about that. Man, everybody's hitting for their minimum damage so frequently. Alright, we'll finish this one off. And then maybe we can get lucky and get a kill here. Yes! Fantastic. A stress-negative fight.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, well, we're going to push on then. Since we know there's no fights before this room, we're going to camp here. And that means we'll get to use this curio and this curio in our current state of darkness, which means we'll get slightly better loot. Unless we get absolutely nothing. Because it turns out that nothing with the quantities turned up is still nothing. Hey, free food. And 500 gold. Hopefully we don't encounter too many more blockages. And you can hear the music and sound effects get more and more terrifying as your light level gets lower and lower. Let's have ourselves a campfire.
In the dark, the battle may yet be won.
We certainly have enough food to go for the full feast here. Go ahead and restring your crossbow. Big buffs, pretty valuable. And what does he have? Wow. These seem like pretty alright buffs. We're definitely going to encourage him first. Alright, he's down to 37. That's an acceptable level. Let's spread the buff love out a little bit. And then we could use both of his skills and just give everybody big dodge boosts. Alright. Dodge is a pretty good skill. I don't like high variance skills in general. I like my outcomes to be somewhat reliable. It certainly helps in the planning phase. But dodge is so much better than prot or just a raw health pool in terms of surviving attacks, because dodge means that you don't take the additional effects, which in this game can often be absolutely horrible. Yeah, this stuff's easy.
The match is struck.
Alright, we came out of that in pretty good shape.
Star is born.
Not too many rooms left. We are still looking for 2 medicines. Alright, we get some more food, I guess. Oh, we didn't actually get that much out of that. Honestly, that's barely even the value of that. The value of that medicinal herb. Alright. So, one more to find. Okay, we do still have 1 shovel. And so you saw there the one circumstance where this icon doesn't mean a battle is on these missions where you're finding a thing to bring home. There still can be a battle. 6 points of blight, that's not really even that bad. You're fine. I do think it's weird that the wording is the hero becomes diseased by the remains, when diseases are a real thing. That word has mechanical meaning in this game, and that effect certainly was not a disease. Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe you'll get a little luckier. Alright. Oh, this is bad. So this is why these guys are dangerous. They produce new enemies. Alright, so the big one can produce more small ones. The small ones can produce another big one or more small ones. So I think what we want to do is get the large one low and then wipe these 2 out and then kill him quickly. We don't want there to be a lot of time where there's open spaces on the field, because if we let there be open spaces, then they're going to take advantage and create more enemies. So let's start it on this big one. Nice maximum damage there. I think we're actually going to apply a mark here. Not too bad. So this thing's at 13 now. We're pretty unlikely to kill it. Nope. Never mind. Well, now we gotta get rid of these things quickly before they make another one. Alright. Oh no. Okay. Just slime. The slime attack does not create more enemies. Let's finish him off. We have rolled minimum damage a lot of times. Okay.
This expedition at least promises success.
We have an extra stack of food here that we could definitely get value out of that. Unlock strongbox, but still trapped. I'm actually not sure what you're supposed to use on those to avoid a negative outcome. Obviously, it's not a key since it says that the strongbox is unlocked right in the name. I think without medicinal herbs, there's a chance of this making you sick, but also, yep, it made us sick. Oh, it made us actually sick. But rabies is like a blessing in disguise. So, minus 10 accuracy plus 15% damage is actually a slight gain in damage output. And the accuracy loss can be offset. We can get him an accuracy trinket, or we can just keep leveling up his skills. I'm pretty okay with rabies on a damage dealer. I would definitely want it taken off of someone like a plague doctor, whose skills are really more about hitting than about dealing direct contact damage. But on a bounty hunter or a highwayman or a grave robber, I just let him keep it. I really wish we had bothered to unlock his stun. His stun would be good in these situations. Well, let's just lay on the damage as quickly as possible. Okay, I was going to say, of all the people to get marked, he's definitely the one that's least harmful to us, but then he dodged it anyway. Even better. Right, these things have pretty low bleed resist, so... Get him! Alright, he has 6 HP left. That's 2 ticks of the dot. Ah, never mind. We can probably just put a lethal dot on him. There we go.
Death by inches.
Alright, right where we want to be. Just one enemy left. Groping swipe, not nearly as dangerous as the attack that he uses if someone in your party is marked. Ah, bad luck on the blind fire. Well, at least the next one's guaranteed to hit the right target. She does have a skill, the Arbalest, does have a skill that targets the front line. Maybe I should have... hey, minimum damage again. That's handy, though. A little bit of stress relief, taking her down to 0.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And there we are. Obviously, though, we're in pretty great shape, and we're going to continue. We have 1 torch left. Is this the time? I said I was going to do one of these when I thought I had a party that could better handle it, and this might be that party. Our healing's a little weak. But think of all the treasure. Alright. The sacrifice of fire is the gate to ruin. Place a torch if you crave the void. So, both void and ruin. And all these valuable medicines for the townspeople. Let's put these at risk. At least it'll be entertaining. Hold on. Everybody eat food. Let's go into this with the highest health we can possibly have, since our healing is so mediocre. Okay, let's do it. The Shambler's Altar. The dark is their ally. Okay, so this rearrange that happened here, this is kind of a bummer. You see this thing has 33% prot, low dodge, and a lot of health. We're just going to lay into it as hard as we can. Get him back in position. We are definitely applying a mark. We will have enough time fighting this thing for the mark to be of value. And look at that, it's paying off already. Oof. 2 crits. That is so much stress, Jesus. I hate these things. Okay, so every time these things attack, they gain a buff. And their speed is super high. Even without the buff, they both have 10 speed. So they will pretty much always get to attack before you can do anything about them. And their buff, as you can see, is quite powerful. As they continue to attack, it will continue to stack up. So they do have to be dealt with. And of course we rolled minimum damage, because we always roll minimum damage for some reason. They have 50% stun resist. Wondering if it might be worth it just to... Well, actually, if we stun this one, that's the same as killing it. Because it'll take 4 points of damage from the bleed before it gets to act again. And because his stun has a shuffle on it, it might push the thing behind the Shambler so that we can focus the Shambler with melee attacks again. I think that's the play. Alright, that went perfectly. Totally ideal. We do want to try to kill this thing before it can stack its buff up any higher. No such luck. And with her, we're just going to shoot the Shambler rather than trying to blind fire and hope to hit this or anything. Damage and crit boost versus marked targets.
Impressive.
Excellent. Oh, it's a lot of stress. I actually think this is a better party order than the one we had before it did that, though. It's good for us that we went into that in such good shape. Or we went into this fight in such good shape. The bellow's not really worthwhile. Let's just swap his position forward. I forgot that he couldn't use his normal attack from the 3rd round. Alright. Oh my god! Alright, well, just keep shooting the big bad, yeah.
Quakes.
She really has quite a lot of crit when she's attacking things that have marks on them. Let's look. Yeah, her base crit is 7.5. She has 5% from that camping skill. And then a big bonus from the actual skill that we use to shoot, so... The bleed landed. This is going well. I think we're really going to get him. Ooh. Bit of blight. We're taking a lot of damage. And this thing is getting super buff.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Alright, the Shambler only has 18 health now, and actually will be significantly easier to kill from this point than the Sycophant will. So let's finish him off as quickly as possible. Actually, let's do a Barbaric Yawp. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that outcome, actually. Let's lay it on. Damage, just as much damage as we can get. Oh, I used the wrong skill. I used Collect Bounty out of habit, but Finish Him has a big bonus damage against stunned people. Do we want to apply another mark? No, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, see? We're fine without it. Alright, let's try to put some actual damage on this thing, huh? So you have 4 damage coming this next round. I'm going to use the guard skill on him. Alright. My logic for doing it that way instead of using it on the person who's much lower is that this thing only gets 1 attack per turn. If it attacked her and took her to death's door, fine, whatever, it doesn't kill her. If it were to attack him and do enough damage to bring him to death's door, which doesn't seem at all impossible now that it has plus 150% damage, then he'd run a significant chance of dying right away on his turn. Alright, now we have to fight this thing through all of its prot. And we don't really have a lot of great ways of dealing dots.
Or cowardice.
Come on. Just die. Just die, you horrible little bastard. Ah. Alright, it's going to get to go first. Hopefully it won't attack the bounty hunter. Alright, that was ideal targeting. Oh, well.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
It's alright, he's not going to die. This thing's... Okay, its stun resistance is worn off, but it's got a lot of dodge now. You know what? We don't need the running commentary. Only 1 damage. Ah. Yeah. Okay, it is possible for us to get the kill here, but I'm going to get him off Death's Door instead. Alright. You can do it, Trelly. If you fail to get this kill after you just yelled at him, you're going to look like a real asshole. So let that thought guide your hand. Ah. Alright. Ouch.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, so we significantly increased the amount of gold we're going to have to pay to take care of our people after the fight. Was it worth it? 525 gold worth of loot? But fighting the Shambler always gives you one of these super rare trinkets, so let's see what we got. Plus 25% max HP. Yeah, that seems okay. I think we got value there. We are now totally out of light, in terrible fighting condition. I think rather than moving on to this this room with the treasure in it, we're just gonna bail out.
These medicines will prevent the outbreak of epidemic at our struggling hamlet.
Okay, so not so much gold, considering how difficult that turned out to be and how long it was. But we made out okay. We got 10 more deeds, 20 more crests. That's pretty good. And we got a trinket that I don't think you can even attach a gold value to, really, because I don't believe those show up at the merchant. The orange quality ones, the ancestrals. The Yips is bad. We'll be paying to remove this. That's one of the few negative quirks that I think is worth getting rid of right away. Fear of Beasts is whatever. Demonomania, we'll probably let that go. Eagle Eye is completely worthless on a Hellion. I don't think any of her skills count as ranged. Maybe her yell?
Caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Nope, that's also melee. Everything she does is melee. Well, that's a shame. Let's go ahead and get our people taken care of, though. We have a couple of people who need to hit the sanitarium now. Fillets, you have rabies, that's fine. This little splotch on the portrait indicates that that character has a disease. That can be useful to know when you're just flipping through your roster real quick, looking for the people who need help. Alright, 1,200 gold to remove this now. Really not so bad. It will be 5 times that if we wait. If we wait for it to lock in. We're actually not going to remove Fillets' rabies. I'm fine with him having rabies. Fitz, what do you got? You got vertigo? No, he's good at moving forward. The beast form of the abomination has that headbutt attack that moves them. So I'm not too worried. Alright, we do have 3 people who need to de-stress pretty badly. She has no particular restrictions. He has no particular restrictions. Plutomania locked in, which I do not like. Plutomania is one of the annoying ones. And you also have no particular restrictions. Great, that's what I wanted to hear. So you go to this thing that's really upgraded. What about the bar? How are we for upgrades down at the bar? We have no portraits. But the bar is pretty upgraded. Is the transept similarly upgraded? It is. And in fact, we could upgrade it even more. I don't think it's of any use to us to add a slot to it right now, though. I'm a little leery of the tavern. Both the bar and the gambling hall have a small chance of a hero losing a trinket while they're de-stressing, which I would be pretty sad about if we lost one of our, like our legendary bracer or something. So let's have a peek in here. That's fine, but unexciting. That's quite good. Do we have one of those on? I can never remember. Yes, we have one of those on. The game will not let you equip two of the same trinket on one character. So, in a way, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to spend 10,000 gold on that, because I totally would. We have the option of getting another abomination. I think that that would be wise. Let's fire somebody and get this abomination in here. We have 3 occultists, and we probably don't need 3. We're going to fire one of our occultists. We got the second abomination.
Shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
Oh, he's fine. We released him totally pristine. He can just go get another job. Wayne trying to make us feel bad. Didn't do anything. Alright, well. Hopefully you see why I hesitated to use the Shambler's Altar the last few times we encountered it. But we made it through. So, let's see what we have lined up for next time. Another boss has made himself available. And he brings with him one of my very favorite trinkets in the whole game. Holy crap, look at how good that trinket is. Alright, join us next time when we take on the Brigand 8-Pounder.